Good morning, students. Today I am discussing about the topic Introduction to Food Preservation. It's a topic of your syllabus in the knowledge system, knowledge practices, knowledge traditions and management practices of India. Just introduce this topic, Introduction to Food Preservation. And before knowing about this term food preservation, just moving on to topic, what is you know about the term food? Definition of food preservation involves processes and techniques used to prevent food spoilage, extending shelf life, and maintaining nutritional value, texture, and flavor. Importance of food preservation is it prevents foodborne illness. We do in detail later on this topic, importance of food preservation. Just a brief of this topic, importance of food preservation. It prevents foodborne illness, reduces food waste, allows for long-term storage and transportation. So moving on to the term definition of food, before going to the modes of preservation of food, first you should all know the term of food. What is food is all about? Definition of food or meaning of food, what do you understand by the term food? So the meaning of food encompasses its fundamental role in sustaining life and nourishing organisms. Here are key aspects of its meaning. Nutritional sustenance. Food provides essential nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water that organism needs for growth, metabolism, and overall health. That is a nutritional sustenance of food that provides you so many benefits to your body, to your immune system, to your health. Food is very essential element of your body. Food is a fuel for your body that provides you energy to live, to work, and to sleep, and everything for your body that is required for the daily functioning of your body, to do work and to take work from your body. Food plays a very essential role in your body, in your immune system, in your body function. Food plays a very important role, very significant role in a human body, and that provides you essential nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water, and that organism needs for growth, metabolism, and overall health. Energy source, it supplies the calorie energy necessary for bodily function and daily activities. It provides you energy. Food provides you energy. Essential source of energy is food in your body, and for that helps to body function properly, normally, and for you're ready for your daily activities after eating food. After eating your breakfast, you're ready for your next work, next task, assignment in your office, in your college, in your job, and that gives you a source of energy, the food. The cultural and social significance of food is deeply intertwined with cultural practices, traditions, and social interaction, often symbolizing hospitality, celebration, and identity. That is importance, you can say, importance of food, and that is deeply intertwined with culture practices. What you eat, that depends upon which culture you are coming from, which family background you are coming from, which state you are coming from. That decides the food, uh, which type that decide the type of food you are eating. The food is deeply impacted, intertwined, you can say, affected by your culture practices, traditions, and social interaction with other, that decides which food item, which food you are taking in your body. After interacting with others, you try to experiment their recipes and all, and you try to eat their recipes, which when you interact with other, when interact with your friends, with your colleagues, with your neighbors, you try to experimental their recipes in your kitchen, and after eating, if you found it very good, the taste is very good, then you start making their recipes in your kitchen. That is because of social interaction with your neighbors, social interaction with your friends, with your colleagues. That leads to impact on your food, impact on your which food item you are taking on your daily basis. That because of culture and social impact on your food, and that symbolizing your hospitality, your celebration food, and your identity, that you are eating this food because you're coming from this particular state. Suppose you are eating the roti on your daily diet, that means you're coming from Rajasthan state, maximum population eating roti, less rice and more roti in their daily diet. So that shows which state you are coming from, which place you are coming from, and that decides your nature of food you are taking, type of food you are taking. You are taking more rice, less chapatis and all, and the more non-veg item you are taking if you're coming from the state of Orissa, Maharashtra, they're taking a non-veg item they are taking. So the state decides the type of food, the quality of food you are intaking in your body. Because it is influenced by culture influence, it is influenced by your tradition, by your custom, uh, by your culture, and by your social interaction. So that decides your hospitality and celebration and identity of your food. That makes you different because you're eating this food, because it makes you different, that you're coming from this particular state, that you're coming from this particular background, family background, regional background, and and this type of food is prepared in a particular state. That suppose you are coming from Uttarakhand, so they're like Uttarakhand people, they are mostly eating khatta mita kaddu and all, and they're making cucumber raita. Um, so they have a different uh, quality, different varieties of foods and dishes they are eating during celebrations or festivals and all. During wedding ceremonies, they are preparing puri, kachoris and all, putke ke aloo and all, and that is a symbolic food of Uttarakhand, and Batki Churkhani. So that they have different varieties of food and dishes in their platter, in their plate, in their thali, Uttarakhand thali. So that shows their culture, that shows their social values and belief system and custom and tradition, and that celebrate your state in the form of thali, in the form which various type of dishes you present in your thali, state thali, Uttarakhand thali. So that shows your celebration, and that shows your identity of your state, particular state, and that shows your food, which type of food you are taking in your state. That shows the crops you are growing in your particular state. That shows the food, nature of food in your plate, in your dinner plate, in your lunch plate, in your breakfast plate. The state decide your region, your topographical conditions of your state, and that decide climatic conditions of your state, agricultural conditions of your state, that decide the nature of food you are taking in your body. Uh, that is because of the culture, social significance of food, intertwined with culture practices, traditions, and social interaction, often symbolizing hospitality, celebrations, and identity. Food importance is there, economic importance is there, environmental impact is there. It is a vital sector economic worldwide, encompassing agriculture, production, distribution, and consumption. Environmental impact is there, food production, consumption, impact, ecosystem, resource use, and sustainability. And in essence, food serves as most important substance. It shapes your health, it shapes your culture, economies, and the environment globally. So food plays a very important role, not in your body, but it shows you as a person, shows you as a family, from which states, if you are taking food in your office and college, and you are sharing with others, that shows from which state you are coming from. Your food shows which state you are coming from, which family you are coming from, which and what are you liking, disliking in form of food. That has some importance. Food has its own economic importance. Uh, the agriculture, encompassing agriculture, production, distribution, consumption, and that shows the which type of foods India is making, in which sector is India is growing. India is mostly growing agriculture sector, so which type of crops they are growing, the cereals they are growing, the rice they are growing, potatoes, tomatoes, onions, ginger, garlic, and green chilies. Cucumber, each and every fruit item is there. Which type crops you are growing, that shows your the food is that is shows in your food in your plate because of your agriculture economics, because India is depend too much on agriculture system. So economic impact is there, environmental impact is there in food production, in consumption, and it impact on your ecosystem. It impact on your resources in your water, land, air, that has an impact on your food. Environmental impact is here. When you're producing food, impact is here. When you're consuming food, impact is here because there are so many waste involved in after consumption of food is there. And when you're producing food, waste element is there. In production, energy is required. Yeah, electricity is required in production of food, in processing of food, for making it use for the consumption, final consumption by the consumers. So environmental impact is your food. Food has its own importance, not only for your body, but it is for other, for business purposes, for commercial purposes. Also, food is very important because if we are going for export import purposes, we are supplying food to. That is another aspect of food, but food has its own importance, and we have to work towards sustainability of food and procure, preserve, retain, and food for future generations and all. And that is the sustainability element. We are producing for not for the current generation, we are producing for the future generation as well. That is the environmental impact of food and all. In the essence, food serves as a more than sustenance. It is more than your sustenance for your body. It shapes your, not only you are survive by food, but it designs your body, it shapes your health, it decides your culture, your economies. When you are eating, that decide you are coming from Uttarakhand, you are coming from Rajasthan, you are coming from Jharkhand. So that decide your food, decides your culture and your state by in your dinner plate, in your lunch box. You can see in your we can see in your tiffin box. You can see you buy your food that from which place you are coming from which home you are coming from, and that shows your custom, that shows your tradition, that shows your value, your belief system, your standard. You can show by your food that food has more than sustenance. Food not only survives you, but gives you a proper shape to your body, proper function to your body. If you are eating, taking food in a proper manner, proper diet you are taking, that supports your health system, immune system, and your whole body function in a proper manner. If you are taking food in a at adequate time, at proper time, you're taking 4 times a meal in a day, that is required for the normal functioning of body. If you are taking proper meals on proper time, and that shapes your health, that shapes your culture, that decides your economies. India is a fast-growing economies, or and that it has an environmental impact globally as well. The food you are supplying to other countries as well. We are importing from other countries as well. We are supplying to other, exporting to other countries as well. That has a global impact of food is there. Then importance of food preservation. Food preservation is crucial for several reasons, ranging from health and safety to economic and environmental benefits. Here is a detailed look at why food preservation is important. Prevention of foodborne illness, safety, proper preservation methods inhibit the growth of harmful bacteria, fungus you can say, and other pathogens, reducing the risks of foodborne disease. So there is importance of food preservation, and it is crucial for many reasons, for many reasons. Starting from your health and for your safety to economic and environmental benefits. And there's a we can see importance of food in different perspectives. First is the prevention of foodborne illness. If you are taking proper care in preparation of food or preservation of foods, that prevents you from any foodborne illness. food poisoning. It prevents you from food poisoning and in your body. uh, prevents you from illness in your body. Proper preservation methods inhibit the growth of harmful bacteria in your food and fungus and other pathogens, reducing the risks of foodborne disease. Control of spoilage by slowing down or halting the natural decay process. Preserved foods remain safe to eat for extended periods. We can eat food for so after 1 month, for 6 months a period we can eat that food if we are using the preservative methods for preservation of foods. So we can hold the food after, we can eat that food after 1 month, after 6 months, after 1 year, like in the case of pickle. So we can eat pickle after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, because of prevention, because of preservation methods for that particular food we can eat later on after preparation by using the preservation methods for preserving, retaining the foods for too long, for extended periods as well, for the years and years we can use that pickle achar in our at our home, not for after, not to consume just after preparation. We are consuming after 6 months, after 1 year, after preparation, just by using the method of preservation of food, uh, and it controls the spoilage of food by using prevention preservation methods of preserving foods for too long periods, and it is remain safe to eat. It is remain safe to eat if we are following proper preservation methods. We can eat food after 1 month, after 6 months, after 1 year, because we are using proper preservation methods for the preservation of foods. Uh, then come to the importance of food preservation, a reduction of food waste, extended shelf life, preserve foods at last longer, minimizing spoilage and waste both in households and throughout the supply chain. And it resource efficiency, reducing food waste, helps conserve the resources, water, energy, labor used in food production, processing and transportation. So importance of food preservation, it helps in reducing food waste, extended shelf life of your food, and you can use that food for too long, extended your shelf life of food. Preserve foods for last longer, and minimize, it helps to minimize spoilage, and it helps to waste both in households and throughout the supply chain, uh, at, uh, at, uh, at, at commercial shops and all, for business purposes, for commercial purposes. We can, by the use of preservation methods, we can extend the shelf life of food, and we can preserve the foods for too long. That helps you minimize the spoilage of food, leakage, breakage, and all of food items, uh, by not only for household purposes but for commercial purposes, and throughout the supply chain of food cycle. We can preserve the foods for too long. Then resource efficiency, reducing food waste helps conserve resources, water, energy, labor used in food production, processing, and transportation. So reducing food waste helps conserve the resources. That is water, conservation of water is possible, energy is possible, labor is possible, used in food production, processing and transportation. So that is the importance of food preservation, that helps to reduce efficiency of resources. Then come to the economic benefits of food preservation. It helps in saving cost. Buying in bulk and preserving food at home can save money as well, compared to frequent purchases of fresh produce. So we can store the food for